There he goes. What, did you want to say hi? Let's go ahead and turn on the live live chat. Hello, hello. About an hour and 15 minutes late today, but whatever. We hit it on Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Aren't you proud of us, Dashel? We did it. We made it on Tuesday. Okay, we got one person in. That's enough to go ahead and start. All right. To everyone, I have said many times that whenever I go live, I can't just sit here and try to chat. I have learned that I'm not good enough to hold a whole live stream by just sitting and chatting. I have to be doing something. And so, in today's live stream, we are going to be trying strange desserts. We're going to be trying 3 different strange desserts. Give you a little preview of what they are. We have a pudding here that is supposed to taste like cookies and cream, or Oreos. And then we have a white chocolate bark kit, right? And this is actually supposed to be made in the microwave, and it's supposed to come out looking like this beautiful white chocolate bark. And we're also going to be trying Juicy Drop gummies. Okay, so it's gummies where you're able to add the juicy drops to the top of the gummies. I guess to whatever desired amount of sourness you really like. This cat is determined to treat my arm as though it's a toy and eat it. Go on. Okay, so let's get some live chat going. What do you guys say? Oh, we've got some people already talking. Thank you for being participating to all of you out there. Beth Hammer, hey, Ashley and Dashel. Beth, I am so looking forward to coming back out there. When is it I have it scheduled? Somewhere between the Banks of the Wabash and the Friendship Flea. I've got about 3 days I'm going to be out there at your place. So I am really looking forward to that. But Beth, please, please, please do not go out of your way to try to cook big meals or to get some kind of basket full of chocolates and soaps and everything. Ow, this cat. That I feel bad when people go out of their way like that for me. It is not necessary. Just giving me a yard to plug up in for a few days saves me a lot of money, and I very much appreciate that by itself. That, your friendship, and also the lake. That's all I need. I don't need big meals. I don't need special care packages. I don't need any of that. I don't want you to go out of your way at all. So yeah, I'm gonna say that. Can't wait. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to get this started. And while I'm doing that, does anybody have anything that they want to ask about? Also, I wanted to say this. Guys, right now I have the GoPro on charge. Well, the red light's off, so maybe it's not charging. Hold on. Anyway, let me check it. Maybe it's fully charged, that's why the light turned off. Okay, it's fully charged. Okay, so the GoPro is fully charged. I have some big plans for tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be the 23rd, and I'm going to be working on the 26th, my birthday. And so tomorrow is my last full day off before I have to go back to work. And so I'm going to use tomorrow to celebrate my birthday. And I'm going to do some things that I've wanted to do for a long time. They're not things that most people would consider like really good for vlogging about, but definitely things that I've wanted to do for a long time. I'm not going to tell you what they are, but it's a bunch of things that are kind of on that list, that bucket list of stuff that I've wanted to do. That's like been back here. I'm like, I really want to do this. I don't know if the YouTube channel is going to like it if I do this, but at this point, it's just like, hey, it's my birthday. I'm going to do it anyway. So I'm going to make a nice long video about that. Long video, between 15 to 20 minutes. All right. So the pudding probably takes the longest amount of time to set up, so let's go ahead and start that. Yes, guys, I'm going to be turning 41. And if you don't believe that I am 41, let me give you a little bit closer look at the beard. And that, okay? Okay, so now you believe I'm 41. I want to hear anybody say, I don't believe you're 41. Yeah, I'm definitely 41. Turning 41. Turning 31. Let's see. Dashiell is still a playful teenager. Yeah, he definitely hasn't gotten to that jaded big cat, you know, time yet. I think cats have to be about 7 years old before they reach that kind of like that kind of quiet, calm, quiet kind of really sweet age when, you know, to me that's the perfect age for a cat, is between like 7 years old up to about 15. After 15, they start getting to where they're like, they just pretty much sleep the whole time. But yeah. All right. All right. Good. We got 6 people in here. Happy birthday. Well, thank you. Thank you. I'm going to be working on the 26th, which I think is Saturday. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Saturday. I mean, I'm going to be working that whole day, so I can't do anything. So I'm doing all of my celebrating tomorrow. Like I said, though, I'm going to make a video about it. All right, so let's read this. 2 cups of milk. Okay, beat pudding mix and milk with a whisk for 2 minutes. Pudding will be soft in 5 minutes. Makes 4, okay. That seems pretty easy. So let's just go ahead and pour this into the, oh, well, you guys can't really see that, can you? All right, here we go. I'm gonna pour this into the bowl. Get this out of the way. I'm gonna pour this into the bowl. Now, I've started noticing a lot of, like, cookies and cream stuff. Like, there's been, like, chocolate bars that are flavored cookies and cream. So, I mean, it was Oreo for a while, and then it was a cookies and cream ice cream. And now, here, play with this. Play with this. And now they're kind of like, yeah, there you go. They're trying to branch out and take advantage of the fact that everybody loves cookies and cream, and now they're flavoring pudding with cookies and cream. Okay, so 2 cups. Here we go. There's 1. There's the other. And I'm telling you, ever since I put this sink in, I've started, no, Dashiell, started doing a lot more cooking in the camper. Like I can rinse this cup out now. I couldn't do that before I had the sink put in. All right, go on. I really do not want to have to lock you outside, Dashiell. All right, and you can actually see chunks of Oreo already in here. And it's kind of funny, the first time that I ever heard about crushed Oreo being sold by itself, just the crushed Oreo being sold like as an ice cream topping, it was on an episode of, Jay Leno. When Jay Leno was doing weird products, you know, where people would send him weird products they had found. No, David Letterman, that was it. It was where people would send him weird products that they found in the stores. And somebody sent him a little box, like that you could tear the top off of, and it said on the box 100% crushed Oreos. And he says, "Oh, 100% crushed Oreos, huh?" And then he goes, Hey, Sam, I just had the perfect idea for what we can do with those leftover crushed Oreos that just fell through the rollers here in the factory. We can sweep them up and we'll just sell them as an ice cream topping. Which, I mean, it sounds like a joke, right? But I'm sure that's exactly how they get crushed Oreo. The crushed Oreo ice cream topping that you see in those ice cream topping sections, they're not going to make perfectly good Oreos and then send them through a machine that crushes them. No, they're going to take the Oreos that were going down the line and they got to those little sensors that's supposed to sense it, if there's a defect on the product, and the ones that aren't right, go down this other chute. Yeah, they got those Oreos and they put them through a little roller and crushed them up, and they just called them an ice cream topping. And that's what they're using as an ice cream topping. That's what they're using in this. That's what they're using in the cookies and cream ice cream. Crushed Oreo is defective Oreo. I'm guaranteeing you this. I guarantee told you. Okay, it's starting to thicken up already. I've worked in factories, guys. I've worked in factories before. I know how this kind of stuff goes. Trust me. They're going to do as much as they can to get as little waste as possible. And even their defective stuff, they want to be able to sell it somewhere else. I'll tell you this. When I was working at working for Owens Corning in the plumber and pipe fitters union, changing out valves and doing the different, helping to maintenance on the different sprayers and stuff. Owens Corning, right? They had partnered with a beer bottling factory in Atlanta. And that beer bottle factory had these really neat looking machines that would just they were like shooting out all these glowing hot glass beer bottles. And they would all go through these rollers, and if anything was just even a little bit out of whack, then it got sent down to the basement, down to the basement, just shattered into a giant pile of beer bottle glass, of molten beer bottle glass. What happened to that molten beer bottle glass? You think they just hauled it to a dump? Get rid of it? No. They sold it to Owens Corning, and they made insulation out of it. Good insulation. Some of the best. American made. Pink Panther. Owens Corning. Insulation made out of defective beer bottles. It's the perfect way to, cut down on waste and use everything. Get as much profit out of it as you can. That's the way things work. Why am I going off on this? Let's see. Hey, I'm going to head to bed. Have a good night, y'all. Happy early birthday, Ashley. Well, thank you, Beth. All right. So that is pudding. All right. That is pudding. This is cookies and cream pudding. So I'm going to go ahead and taste it. I thought for sure that as soon as I put this in my mouth, I was going to taste the Oreo, but I'm not. It's very subtle. The Oreo crunch is definitely there. A little bit of that cream flavor. That chocolatey cracker crunch, that flavor is not coming through. Okay, this is okay. But if I was going to make this for like cover dish event, I would definitely do something else to it. I would probably go with Big Joe and Malia's idea and put Nutter Butters in there too. Or maybe some cookies, some extra Oreo cookies all the way around it. That's probably what I would do. And then I would probably put like either Cool Whip or whipped cream on top as a layer on top. Maybe some marshmallow. What do they call that marshmallow fluff that comes out of the jar? Marshmallow spread, I think they call it. I would do something like that. But this by itself is not enough to really scream cookies and cream. It is a good start, though. It's a very good start. All right. I need to put this in another container and put it in the refrigerator. Just a second, guys. I have to get up for a second. Where'd I put it? This camper is only 10 feet long and I can still lose things in here. I had a container, a Tupperware container that would have been perfect for this if I can just find it again. Oh, wait. There it is, okay. There it is. Casual, no, leave it alone. All right. Yeah, that's going to take me a few days to eat all that. A couple of days at least. Well, it's amazing how fast that thickens up. I mean, that's as thick as mayonnaise. And I only stirred it for a few minutes. Public safety. Florida blue alerts. Okay, I got it. You are currently receiving wireless emergency alert. Would you like to continue receiving wireless emergency alerts? Yes. Okay. I'm not sure what that was about. Okay, let me wash this up real quick. Like I said, this sink has been a blessing all the way. A major blessing. I can't believe I didn't put one in. I should have put one in years and years ago. Okay. Really? You're gonna sniff at a clean bowl? What is that about? Okay, so which one do I do next? Let's see here. You know what? I say we do the really complicated one. I haven't even opened this yet, so I don't really know what all this entails to make this white chocolate bark. Where you at? Kicking It Country vlogs. I'm okay. My doctor says I have strep throat. I'm feeling okay, other than some nasal junk that wouldn't go away from a sinus infection a few weeks ago. Well, you get to feeling better, Tony. Take care of yourself, man, and get back out there on that bike, man. Do some trail riding like I know you like to do. As soon as you're able to. Let's go ahead and open this up. All right. Oh, look at that. Look at this. Okay, so we got what looks like sprinkles. And we got these white chocolate bits. Is that what you would call these? And there's a form here. There's a form here. Okay, so let me see here. Instructions. Okay, I don't see any instructions on the inside of the box, so I think you're just supposed to read the instructions on the outside. Okay, it says place melting wafers in microwave safe container. Melt at 50% power or on defrost setting for 1 minute. Stir remaining. All of this? All this goes in here one time? Hold on. Stir. Return to microwave for 30 seconds, intervals, stirring in between until candy is melted. Place sprinkles mix on the bottom of the silicone mold. Pour melted wafers into silicone mold over sprinkles. Refrigerate for 10 to 15 minutes to harden. Okay, this actually seems pretty simple. I'm going to go ahead and lock Dash. He just went outside, so I'm going to go ahead and lock him out so he doesn't keep walking over everything. This is going to get complicated. All right, so here we go. Let's do it. Hold on. I'm doing well. Kicking It Country Vlogs. Thank you. You are the only one that remembers how are you doing? All right. And I love that you guys are friends with each other and talk like that. That is great. Okay, microwave safe container. Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and wash this out again just to be safe. Okay. All right, here we go. All right. So put it into the microwave at 50% for starting, let's see, 50% for 1 minute. Okay. So power at half. Okay. So that is that's at half power for 1 minute. Okay. Okay, so while we're waiting on that, does anybody else have anything they wanted to ask about? Do you have merch? Okay. Said hello to you too, Ash and Dashel. Oh yes, I know, I know. Yeah. Um. No, Joe Dirt, I do not have merch. I don't know if you noticed this when you came in or when you joined up, but this channel does not even have 2,000 subscribers yet. Selling merch at this point just wouldn't make any sense. It would be if I was to produce a T-shirt and get it on Teespring or one of these T-shirt sites. I might sell 5 shirts. My videos get maybe 200 views, so I might sell 5 shirts, and I might 5 shirts at $15 a piece plus taking out their cut, $50. I might make $50 on it. It just wouldn't be worth it. It's not worth it. All right. So we stir this. Okay, it is starting to melt. All right, let's do that again. I think we're just supposed to keep repeating that and stirring until it's nice and clean. All right. Now, as far as a microwave safe container, this one's pretty good. I think this was actually made for cooking things like baked potatoes and bacon and stuff like that. So I'm going to put that in there, and I'm going to melt the chocolate into that. Whenever it's ready. You know what? While I'm waiting on that, I might as well go ahead and try this, right? Nothing says I can't go ahead and try this. I need to go ahead and put this milk away, though. Okay. All right. It says 2 pouches. Chewy, gummy, sour gel. Right, and I don't think the idea of adding the sour gel to the top of the gummy is like a new thing. I think this has actually been around for a long time. But it's certainly the first time I've ever tried it. So, all right, let's get this out. Okay, it's starting to. Oh, that is getting melty very fast. Still not pour melty though. I can see what they're wanting me to do. All right. So let's give this one a try. I can throw this away. Huh. Would you look at that? Okay, so it's 2 pouches. So I'm guessing this is 2 different flavors. Okay. There's a red and a pink. Okay, this one says right here, strawberry lemonade. And Knockout punch. Let's try the knockout punch. That sounds really awesome. Oh, hold on. Oh, battery's going dead. Should have thought to plug that up already. Okay, I think we're good. Wow, now that's as long as I thought it would. Okay, so we're supposed to take this. Then pour that into the mold. I think this is supposed to, yeah, it's got to be where it's more than one time. Because that's an awful lot for just one mold. All right, let's pour this in here. Can you show you that? Okay, so then this is supposed to be refrigerated for 10 to 15 minutes, so put that in the refrigerator. All right, so we got this extra right here, which I guess I'll probably have to melt it again because it's going to solidify pretty fast. So I'll probably have to melt that again and make another bar with that. No problem. No. Now that I kind of know what I'm doing. What are you guys saying, huh? Let's see. Thundering and raining like crazy. Funeral host, Toby, it is good to see you. Always good to see you. Just got here. What is he trying to make? I am trying to make this right here. It's chocolate bark, white chocolate bark. This was something I got on the Valentine's Day clearance rack, 50% off at Walmart. So thank you, Cheap Chocolate Day, for this little project here. Yeah, so the instructions had me put the chocolate wafers into the microwave and melt them down at 50% power. So I did that, and that took a few times to do it, but we got this, and then the instructions were to pour the little sprinkles and stuff into the mold, and then pour the white chocolate over that. Oh, it's getting all over my hands now. So now we just got to let it set up and see what it tastes like after that. All right, back to this. All right, so juicy gumdrops, chewy gumdrops, and sour gel. Okay, so the gumdrops are in here. The pen with the sour gel is down here. So I'm guessing you just kind of break it open and pull them out. Oh, here's the spot right here where you're supposed to break it open. Okay, so there's that. There is the sour gel pen right there. Oh. Okay. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I can see how that's just... It's basically just like your basic squeeze tube. Alright, let's go ahead and get a gummy. Here's the tear. The tear tab starts right here, so let's do that. Tear that. Okay, so there's the gummies. And you see how they have kind of that little pocket on the top? According to this picture, that is to catch the sour gel. So, let's do it. Okay. And these pockets are actually a lot deeper than like a lifesaver. Very deep. All right, here we go. There's 4 of them. Let's not overdo it. All right. Okay. What do I compare this to? It's basically the sour that comes from this gel is about the same amount of sour that you would get from just anything that says sour gummy that has that little bit of white powder on the outside. That's about, it's not really all that intense. Now I can kind of see how to a little kid this might seem intense. This might seem kind of sour. Sorry, I'm trying to adjust this so it's not crooked. So I mean, I can understand that from a little kid, but from my perspective, see, a few years ago I tried something called what was it called? It was like this fruit, majorium. Was it majorium? I think. Anyway, they had made it into like these fruit balls, and I tried to eat that on a video, and that turned my face inside out. This is like maybe a tenth of this, a tenth of that. Oh, and some of you might remember when I tried that atomic, what was it called? Toxic waste. This is absolutely nothing compared to toxic waste candy. Nothing at all. Now that's about as much as you can get in there without it spilling over the side. It's a neat experience, though, to have a gummy like that. It has the juice, like the gel, like right inside of it. It's like you couldn't. I mean, you might have had Gushers before, and you got a little bit of that juice on the inside, but this, you can really control it and get a lot in there. I can totally understand how kids would love this. If I was a little kid, man, I'd be begging my mom for this. I would totally beg my mom for this, because it's basically like a little DIY project that you can do on your own, so it makes you feel a little more grown up. You're in control. You can decide if you want to just eat this by itself, or put a 1 drop in there, or a lot in there. You decide. You could just put them all into a bowl and just drizzle this over the top and mix it around. You know, and when you have controls like that when you're a kid, boy, you'll love that kind of stuff. So I totally understand the appeal of this to little kids. Yeah, if I was a little kid, I would be, man, every time I saw this on the shelf, I'd be begging my mom for it. Let me have that. It's really, really pretty good. Let me turn the air conditioner on. I think we're done with the microwave for a little while, so I can turn the AC on. There we go. Oh, we got 18 people in here now. Now that I'm pretty much done with everything I was going to do, let's see if this is starting to get hard yet. Oh no, it's still kind of smooth. I wonder how long it's going to take for that bark. Well, it said it on the box right here. Refrigerate for 10 to 15 minutes. So we got a few more minutes before I'm going to get that out again. So in the meantime, let me see what you guys are talking about here. I don't want to miss out. Let's see. A few years ago, we both did the toxic waste challenge. Yes, we did. The toxic waste, that was one that Tony couldn't even really keep it in his mouth. He was spitting it back out because it was so sour. But he was a trooper about it and eventually ate it. He just had to spit it into his hand and put it back in his mouth a few times just to give himself a little break. But yeah, that's some pretty sour candy. Let's see. The funeral host, a doctor, said that I have strep throat. Okay, we're checking on Tony again. What's your favorite festival? Redneck Joe, my favorite festival. That's a very good question. That is a very good question. There's a difference between most profitable festival and my favorite festival, okay? Hold on now. Okay, so to answer that question, I'm going to give you my favorite festival and also my favorite fair. And both of them are in Tennessee. I do work in Florida, Georgia, the Carolinas, Kentucky, Indiana, Alabama. I'm all over the Southeast. But both my favorite festival and my favorite fair are in Tennessee. And I'm going to give you a few reasons for that. Let's see. Howdy, Rocky Top. Favorite festival is one that I've only done twice. But it's called the Granger County Tomato Festival. And it's in, I can't remember the name of the town that it's in. It's, of course, in Granger County. I know it's right next to Morristown. But the Granger County Tomato Festival is a very, very special festival. It's a small town festival. Not a whole lot of people go out of town for it. It doesn't get really crowded. But it's a harvest festival about tomatoes at the end of the tomato season. So when you go there, it's not one of those harvest festivals like, this is the strawberry festival. You get out there and there's like one booth over there that's selling strawberry tarts and everything else. There's nothing else about strawberries. Now this is a harvest festival that when it says it's a tomato festival, it means it. It means it. There are booths where you can buy all kinds of tomatoes. The purple ones, the yellow ones, the red ones, the green ones. It doesn't, any size, any shape, if there's a tomato somewhere that's been bred to look like something, the Granger County Tomato Festival is going to try to have it. And it's those booths that sell those tomatoes are beautifully set up and maintained. They get the boxes out in these angles. They make it where the aisles are so easy to go around. They give plenty of room. You can go there. You can shop for tomatoes here and go over to this other place over there, right? So this tomato festival is a tomato festival. But it's also special in that there's other things there too. That they have, it's at a school, and it stretches all the way around the school, and also like this big field off to the side and behind the school. So around the school, you've got your other vendors. You've got your art vendors and your, people selling like old country kitchenware and aprons and pot holders and paintings and on anything that's down home southern um, family stuff that you might want. There's going to be somebody there selling it. So they've got all of these down home local vendors selling this awesome stuff. They've got the farmers market selling all these different tomatoes. And then behind the school, there's a big field. And in that big field, they have a tomato war where they put these big 55-gallon drums full of tomatoes that they're not their best tomatoes. They're like the tomatoes that got dropped or were a little bit rotten in certain places and whatever. They're cast-off tomatoes. They fill these big 55-gallon drums full of them, and then they let the high school kids come in and they put it down the middle. They put them down the middle of the field, and they let the high schoolers come in and play dodgeball, where they run to the middle of the field and grab the tomatoes, and then they can try to hit people on the other team with the tomatoes. So they're basically playing dodgeball, but with rotten tomatoes. And so anybody that grew up, like was in high school and anywhere around Granger County, knows that festival and had a blast as they were growing up, chucking rotten tomatoes at each other, having these friendly games of dodgeball with rotten tomatoes. So it kind of has that sense where people grew up with this. They have positive memories of it as a kid. So they get older, and then they want to bring their kids to the festival and have the same fun. So it gets to be kind of a heritage thing. So they have that, and that is a wonderful tradition to have. If you want a festival to be long lasting like that, you do stuff like this, stuff that the kids and the high schoolers can have a blast with, and then in 10 years they're bringing their kids to also have a blast, and it kind of loops and builds, and so your festival just keeps getting bigger and bigger. So the Tomato Festival knows this, and they do it perfectly. They do it wonderfully, but they don't do the tomato battles in that field all the time. They also use that field for, like, one year they had hot air balloon rides in that field. And yeah, so there was the tomato battles and also the hot air balloon rides, and I think they used it for some other stuff that I'm not remembering. So they kind of changed things out. So you've got that, right? They also are very, very friendly with local media, like the local newscasters and local radio. They always have somebody from some public access channel or local news or somebody like that is always at the Granger County Tomato Festival. They love YouTubers, they love local media, they love local radio, and they get them out there as much as they can. And that's a really smart thing to do. If you're friendly with the local media, it really pays off. So they're smart with that. Okay, but on top of that, they also have a big long parking lot where people come in and park these collectible old tractors from, like, all the way back to the 40s and the 30s and 40s. So you can go around, you can look at antique tractors that still work. And then if you go on past that, they have the heritage skills, right? They've got this whole area set up for things like wooden shingle making and pottery and blacksmithing and soap making. All those kind of old heritage skills from back in the 1800s. Anybody that has, like, mastered those old skills, they let them come in and set up and demonstrate them. So they're not just like you go around and you say, oh, well, look at that. That's looks like an old blacksmith forge and anvil and stuff like that, like a display. No, there's somebody actually there at the anvil actually making stuff. You can actually watch it happening. Right? So all of this stuff that I just talked about happens at this Granger County Tomato Festival. It's a 2-day festival. I want to say it's in August in Granger County. And the organizers are fantastic, and they are so smart in the way that they do their thing. Okay, so that is my favorite festival. Like I said, I've only done it twice. And I don't think I'm going to do it this year because it started to get to where it's crossing up with other festivals that make more money. The Granger County Tomato Festival, as good as it is, I just don't make a whole lot of money there because I sell caricatures. What the kinds of stuff that really sell good at the Granger County Tomato Festival are going to be southern stuff. It's going to be, like I said, pot holders and aprons and wooden spoons and old paintings and stuff made out of barnwood and stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff that sells at that festival. Caricatures don't sell that well there. But I did it twice because I just had such a good time there. Actually, that is where I met Will and Don from Yankee in the South. They were actually coming out there and covering it. Like I said, they are very friendly to YouTubers. So that's where I met. That was the first time I met Will and Don, was at that festival. Okay, so enough about the Granger County Tomato Festival. Also, my favorite fair of all time is one called the Appalachian Fair. The Appalachian Fair is in Gray, Tennessee. So it's basically, it's not really well known to the tourist. It really is for the locals, for people that live around Johnson City, Knoxville, Sevierville, Morristown, Greenville, all those places, Bristol, like all these cities around that area can come in there, and they let the schools out for it. And this year was the 95th anniversary of the Appalachian Fair in Gray, Tennessee. The 95th, right? So this fair, it's like if you take everything that a giant fair would have, like the Ohio State Fair, or the Texas State Fair, or the North Carolina Mountain State Fair, all of the big events that any of these places have, and you just shrink it down to a smaller scale, and you make it more family and more for the locals, and you jam it into this little 6-day fair. That's what you would get. You would get the Appalachian Fair. They have live music, watermelon eating contest every day, 4-H club, exhibit halls, demolition derby, daytime fireworks, yeah, everything. It's all there. And they even have like the local Fish and Game Wildlife Preservation come in, and they do their displays about local wildlife and the different regulations on how to preserve it and what they're trying to save, and what, you know, you can talk to actual game wardens and find out what's legal and what's not legal. And they have actual wildlife replicas where you can actually go into a cave and see like water snakes and fish and ducks and stuff. They have like this big indoor lake where the little ducks are swimming around. And this is at a fair, right? It's so fantastic, and it's been there 90. This year would be the year number 96 that it's been there. The Appalachian Fair in Gray, Tennessee, freaking tastic. Anyway, okay, so that would be my favorite fair and my favorite festival. All right, I'm sure you guys have probably asked something else that I've totally missed. Let's see. That's what I'm talking about, Tony. It's a Mater War that wasn't any high school kids. We fought in it. There wasn't any high school kids. Yeah, I'm sure they probably have an adult time too, where the adults can do it. Let's see. Whoa. Moms used Appalachian square dancing and clogging their other festivals. Kicking it country. I got in a Mater fight last time I was at the Granger County Tomato Festival. So Kicking It Country, you were there. So you probably know just how special this little festival is. This little 2-day festival. It is a one of a kind. It really is. I really wish I could make more money there and prioritize being there a little more. I can't. Okay, so that gets me caught up. Susan D, good to see you. Hello. Bestie Siler, Howdy from Rocky Top. It's I don't recognize your name. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It looks like we got a newcomer, you guys. Uh, the furniture host, the funeral host. Your pic looks like Popeye. Hello, Danny Rivera. When are you going to work on your new property? June. It's actually going to have to be in June. I've got a couple of weeks I can work on it next month. I'm going to try to get as much done as I can. It's probably just going to be a matter of trimming out the trees and getting like the front lawn area where it's workable, where I can get in and out of the trailer really easy. So we're going to have to see how that goes. Radio alarm keeps going off. River here. Where do you visit in Kentucky? I always do the Casey County Apple Festival, which I believe is in Liberty, Kentucky. I also work at the Gaslight Festival that is in Jefferson, Kentucky. Last year I did the World Chicken Festival. I'm forgetting the name of the city that one's in though. Yeah, I don't even remember that one. And that's pretty much it. It's just two to three festivals that I do in Kentucky. But the Gaslight Festival was, last year at least, it was the best festival I have ever worked. That one, not the best, as in, like I said, the best is the Granger County Tomato Festival. But that Saturday at the Gaslight Festival in Jefferson, that was my record breaker. That was the most money I have ever made in a single day. Was in Kentucky at that festival. Jefferson, Kentucky. All right. Okay, we're getting close to an hour, so we're about to have to cut this off. What's the weirdest fair you worked in? The weirdest fair. Weirdest fair. There was one that I did in a place called Salisbury, North Carolina. And actually, just recently, Salisbury, North Carolina was in some of Adam the Woo's videos when he highlighted the bottling factory and the original location of Cheerwine. That was in Salisbury, North Carolina, which is also pretty close to Mount Airy, North Carolina, which was the birthplace of Andy Griffith, and he's got the big Andy Griffith Museum there. Okay, so the fair that was in Salisbury, North Carolina was pretty weird. That one was pretty weird, I have to say. That one was a little scatterbrained as far as organizing. The way everything was set up was kind of weird. The way even as far as like where they had the RV set up, like you've got, usually when you have a fairgrounds, you've got the entrance and then the gate and the rides inside there, and then all the way in the back is where the RVs are. Well, they set me in my RV right up there near the front. Like when I stepped out of my camper, I could see the front gate right there. I could see people lining up right there. Usually they don't want the campers and RVs to be visible to the people that are lining up to go through the gate. But yeah, they did. And they also had, when they had me set up, this was weird. This was very weird. When they had me set up, oh wait, no, that was a different one. Okay, I'm thinking of a different one that's in kind of the same area. I was going to say they didn't want me to put up my tent. Instead, they put me in a pavilion that had been used by the local sheriffs, but they like moved them inside of a building and then they put me there. It was something weird like that. But they had like these a few places where you could do the shows. They did the shows, and the shows were like, they had this guy that did an impersonation of Michael Jackson come in and did like this show, and it was like talent night kind of quality, but he was like a paid entertainer that came in and did this. Um, and what else? Uh, yeah, they had this one guy that had like these puppets of dinosaurs, and he was doing a dinosaur show. And at the end of it, he had like this puppet where he there was like this egg in his arm, right? But the arm that was going around the side of the egg was fake, right? So it looked like he's holding the egg, but really his hand is like going through the egg and holding the puppet. And so he has this dinosaur pop out of the egg, and this was at a dinosaur show, right? But the dinosaur that popped out of the egg was actually a dragon. So the kids were like, "That's not a dinosaur, that's a dragon." And he's like, "Oh, dragons and dinosaurs are related. They're like Austrians and Germans. They're related, but they don't like to admit to it." Let's see. I was the one that told you about Dan Nichols Park. Yeah, I remember that. Salisbury, North Carolina. You visited there under my recommendation because I used to be there. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, that's probably the weirdest fair that I did. But that one, I never went back to it because it was just I wasn't making any money there. It was just so weird. It was also kind of weird about this fair is that every day before the fair would start, people would line up to get into the gate. Um, it's like they were so worried that they were going to miss that opportunity to just walk right onto the rides that they had to get there. And this is one of those fairs that doesn't let people in early. You know, if the website says it opens at 4, they're not going to let you in until 4. And so people would line up, and the sun was blazing. This was in a field where there was no shade at all, and the sun would be blazing on them. And they're standing there for an hour, right, waiting on this gate to open. And they finally get in, but after that initial like little crowd of people would come in, it didn't get crowded. It was not a real high volume fair, but it's like they were trying to beat this crowd, but it was a crowd that never actually arrived. It never really got all that crowded. Lines never really got all that long. I'm like, why are you getting here so early? I couldn't understand that. I guess they just didn't have anything else to do. But this was back in like 2018. This was before people were getting, stuck at home. So the people were weird. The organizing was weird. The entertainment was weird. The setup was weird. It was, yeah, that was one weird fair that I will never be back to ever again. Yeah, the Gray Station Fair. Okay. All right, let's check on this white chocolate bark. Uh, oh, I don't need this anymore. Okay, looks like it has, yeah, it's definitely solidified. All right, so let's break it open. Again, that's what it's supposed to look like once it's done. I think I put a little bit extra on there. But I mean, I guess that's up to you, however much or little you want to put on there. And I made it extra thick. All right, let's give it a try. I like that. I think I made it too thick though. That is very rich. All right. So that concludes it. That's all 3 desserts. So we've had the cookies and cream pudding. We had the juicy drops. Juicy drops were fantastic. And the white chocolate. The white chocolate burnt kit. Okay, out of the three of these, I think the juicy drops are probably the best. Really like that. Alright guys, that is going to be it for this one. I hope you've all enjoyed it. Yeah, just be watching. There's going to be more videos coming up from all the stuff that I do tomorrow. Of course, we've got the Swamp Cabbage Festival after that. We've got a few new fairs. Oh, I guess I can go ahead and announce this. I picked up a new fair this year. I picked up two new fairs. I'm doing the Fireman's Fair in Indian River. That's in Florida. And I'm also doing the Carrollton Fair in Carrollton, Georgia. That's a little 6-day fair. It's going to take the place of the Strawberry Festival. So I'm no longer doing the Strawberry Festival in Day, Tennessee, which is upsetting because it was always pretty good, but they canceled 2 years in a row, and then I found something else. So they sent me an application to come back this year, but I'm not feeling it. I'm upset at them for canceling 2 years in a row. And once a festival has been gone for 2 years, it takes a little while for it to come back fully anyway. So I'm not going to be doing the Strawberry Festival in Day, Tennessee for a little while. Disappointingly. But anyway. Okay, guys. Safe journey. Oh yeah, you guys, I got my truck back. And the truck is working much better now. So there we go. I forgot to tell you I got up to 2,950 followers on TikTok. 2,950. I saw 2 of my videos are going viral around 2,000 views. That's nice. Not used to doing so much talking. You need to do the Woolly Worm Festival. Banner Elk, North Carolina. Woolly Worm Festival. We'll check it. Where did my little booklet go? I have to write it down. Okay. I'll check on that. Woolly Worm Festival. I'm thinking I need to write that on something. Where did my little booklet go? Let's get back to that. Okay. Banner Elk. North Carolina. All right. I'm gonna have to look into that. All right, Simply Me. Thank you. I'm sorry, but the live stream is pretty much over at this point. Let me get some sleep. Good night, everyone. Thanks again for stopping by, and yeah. Guys, we're up to 1,900 subscribers. We got less than 100 left to get to 2,000. So, well, why am I telling you guys that? You guys are all already subscribed. I'm kind of talking to the choir at this point. Anyway, thank you all. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Good night.